Good morning and welcome to episode 4 of Stress-Free Bookkeeping TV. Last week we talked about the debt snowball. I did a video just chatting with you guys about what that means and how you can use a debt snowball to pay off your debt quickly. Well, today I wanted to share my screen with you and actually show you what that looks like because some people aren't as visual as others. I know I'm really visual. I need to be able to look at it on the screen. I can't just imagine it in my head and hold on to it necessarily. So it helps me to be able to visualize further by looking at it on the screen. So that's why I'm sharing with you today. So if you look here, what I have is month 1 debt snowball sample where you have your, let's see, I don't know if you will be able to see my cursor. Hopefully you will. In column A, we have the credit card name. B, the current balance. C, the payment that you're currently making every month on each card. D has the minimum due on each card. And then I like to include the due date. And then I break it up by month. And so I want to make sure that I've paid all my bills. I include the pay date and the amount that I paid. Now in this example, what I've done here is I've taken column C and added up all of the payments that I'm already making to my credit card. So you can see here that I'm already paying $400 a month towards my credit card bills. But if I'm paying, the $100 at a time, it's not necessarily getting my debt down quickly. For example, if you look at credit card number 1, so that's going to take 3 months to pay off, assuming there's no interest payments. And so you'll see that we can pay that off quickly and get rid of any interest payments and roll that into the next payment really, really simply just by following this plan. So what I've done here is I've taken the difference. So you've got, okay, $400, and then the minimum due is $171. So the difference is $229. And then I'm going to add in the minimum payment for my first card, which is the $27. So my payment now, instead of putting $100 on each, I'm going to put $256 towards the first bill. That's in row 5. And then the minimum payment is going to be paid on the other 3 cards. And you can see just paying the $256, I mean, that's nearly the $300 that we owed on that card. So almost in 1 month rather than the 3 months, we've paid off that card. And then I have another couple of, I think actually this might work better. I don't think you can see my cursor the other way, but now I've got my cursor for you. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to flip to the next month, which is month 2. I'm going to make that bigger for you as well. Defaults to the regular size and you can't see anything. Okay, so here we have the second month. So as we come into month 2, we can see the result here of our first month's payment. So our balance is now $44 on the first card. Balance on the other cards have gone down too because we have been paying the minimum payment on those cards. So all of this is creeping down while we're throwing a large chunk of money at that first credit card bill. So now that the payment that we have, that $256, is actually more than what we owe, we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to go down to the next month here. So we have our $256. We're going to add the minimum payment for the next card. And that gives us $286 to pay between the first credit card and the second credit card. So we are going to split that. $44 goes to the first credit card to pay that one down to 0. And then the remaining balance, which is $242, goes to the next credit card. So skipping to month 3, you can see that in less than 2 months, is that too big? Let's see if I move it over, it might be good for you guys. There we go. You can see in less than 2 months, you were able to get rid of this first credit card, that minimum, that any, finance charges or whatever you had on that card is gone, essentially. And I'm going to leave it in here for the example so that you can see what's happening with these. And that also leaves us with, let's see. I want to make sure that's the right balance. Well, I'm just going to assume it is. I know I ran the numbers. So that payment here on the last card, so the $242 went towards the 470 and left us with a balance of 228. So this next month, we're going to have the same thing that we had the month before, because this 228 is less than the 286. We're going to be able to jump into this next credit card. So here's month 3. We're going to take the 286 and we're going to add the minimum payment that would be due for credit card number 3. That gives us $331 to split between credit card number 2 and credit card number 3. Let's see that here. So we've got $228 going to credit card number 2 to pay down that balance. We've got $103 now instead of the $45 going to this credit card number 3. Plus, you know, you can see these cards are still going down because we're paying the minimum payments on those cards. So in month 4, we really begin to see how our debt snowball is paying off, because originally it was going to take us just a few months, you know, the 3 months to pay off card number 1, but card number 1's been gone for a while. Card number 2 is now gone. Let's see if you can see. I want to make it a little smaller so you can see. Okay, that's not too small. Okay, so you can see now we are actually into card number 3 already, and we only owe the $679. So it's just, this debt snowball is a wonderful way to feel like you're making huge progress, because you are. Like I said, one of the biggest things, especially if you have a high interest rate, you're able to get rid of those interest rates on those cards as you're rolling in the debt to the next thing. And let's see, so now we have the $331 and $69. So for month 4, we're going to put the $331 to credit card number 3. So what that means is, because, you know, this balance here, the $679, is higher than our $333, we're just going to continue to put that amount towards that card until it's paid off. And then the $69, which is the minimum for credit card number 4, is still being paid this whole time. So our $400 is still being spent. It's just being spent in a way that is chipping away at our debt in a better way. So in month 5 here, okay, here we go. Here's month 5. You can see month 5 is pretty much the same. So we're just going to put another $331 towards that debt, but we're getting close. It's $348 is the total, but we're still going to just put that small amount. And I took this all the way out to the end here. Obviously, you can see already how it's chipping away and how quickly it gets rid of the debt, but I wanted to see what this looks like, because it's kind of cool. So on month 6, you've got these 2 credit cards paid off, and then you only owe $17 on this one. And meanwhile, this one's been lowering as well, so that helps. So you're going to take that $331, the same as we did back here in month 3. You're going to take that $331 and you're going to add the minimum payment for the next card, so $69, and then your total is going to be the $400. Now you're going to split that $400 between credit card number 2 and credit card number, oops, I'm sorry, I should change that. It should be 4 and 5. I really like credit card number 2 and 3, really. So that's 4 and 5. Really like the number 3. That's actually my favorite number. Okay, there you go. So that's going to be between 4 and 5. And actually, I'll go back and change that. But credit card 4 and 5 are now the last 2. The $17 goes here. The $383 goes to that credit card. Okay, so I'm going to edit this while we're here anyway. And you can see now that in month 7, the first 3 credit cards are done. They're gone. We don't have to worry about them anymore. We're not paying those rates. It's just out of our hair. And then it leaves us with the whole $400 that we can pay towards this credit card. And boy, doesn't that feel great to cut that check for $400 and just be like, okay, we're almost done with that entire balance. So we can move on to the next month. And I can tell you, I started doing this with some of our debt a few months ago. It's something I've known about for a while, but we weren't really in the position to throw any extra funds at our debt. So I started doing this a few months ago, and I paid off a couple cards, but I'm actually a little bit excited when it's time to pay the bills, because I'm like, okay, next month, I can see this going down. So it's exciting. And you can see here, look, because we paid that amount last month, I'm going back a second, because we hit 772, we paid the 400. Now our balance is down to 372. And that is less than what our $400 was budgeted. So I don't want you to just pay the 372. I want you to take this money that we're going to have left over and assign it to go to your savings account. You're already spending it every month. Let's just move it to savings, and that way it's money in your pocket. You're paying yourself. So for instance, in this month, 372 is still going to go to that credit card, but we have $28 that we can just put, boom, right into savings. And that doesn't seem like a lot, right? But next month, you have $400 that can go directly into your savings account. Within 9 months, you've paid off all of that debt that was driving you crazy in the back of your mind. Now you don't owe anybody, but you can pay yourself that $400. So you can see that the debt snowball is really an amazing tool that you can use just to make that headway into your bills, into those credit card debts, so that you're not struggling and you're not overwhelmed. This gives you the control that you need over your finances. So if you need any help, you can jump into the Facebook group. It is Stress Free Bookkeeping Social Club. We'd love to see you there. Come join us. There's also a free ebook. My new ebook is out. So that's available on there as well. And this is Dawn Clavasol with Stress Free Bookkeeping, and I'm wishing you a really great week.